Hello and welcome to our fourth Chillerfish lab session. Lab sessions in which we go a little bit deeper into the specifics of a Chillerfish product, in which we explain the features, the quality and the functionality for consumers. So happy that you join us today, and let me dive immediately into our new product that we present this week, and that's the Bunzi. Bunzi has been a product that we have launched since the beginning of Chillerfish, so it's more or less an evergreen product that we sell. And it's actually a tricycle and a balance bike in one, but we prefer to call it a gradual balance bike. Why gradual balance bike? Because it's simply a product that you can start using, or a child can start using, as from about 1 year and a half, from the moment that a child can walk. The idea being that this is not simply a balance bike, this is a learn to balance bike. Meaning that the Bunzi has two features integrated in one, and which I will show you in a minute how to switch, which will be without tools. But you have a 3-wheel mode and a 2-wheel mode. The idea being that when you sit on the tricycle mode, let's say the 3-wheel mode, the child will feel confident and doesn't, let's say, have to really completely balance yet. On the other hand, the 2 wheels are not really far apart, so it's not a very stable tricycle. The purpose is that it's not stable, but a little bit stable. So for a child to feel confident, but at the same time learning the first steps in using the body weight, because the whole idea of learning to balance and then moving on to a bike is to learn the coordination of steering and balancing with the weight and the bike. So again, Bunzi is a gradual balance bike starting from fairly stable 3 wheels, not completely, and moving into complete instability, complete balance in a 2-wheel mode. The story behind this product is that we noticed that, first of all, balance bikes entered the market many years ago as an easier way to learn how to ride a bike, because essentially riding a bike is pretty hard for a child, meaning that they have to learn to steer and balance and at the same time pedal. Now, balancing takes out the complexity of pedaling and brings the fun from an early age into learning balance. Meaning, from an early age they can start learning to turn and coordinate with balancing. And then in the second phase, you start pedaling, and then you can learn how to ride a bicycle. And what we typically see around the world is that kids that have first a balance bike and then move on to a bike, learn the bike much quicker. It takes usually a matter of hours and sometimes even less, without side wheels, moving on to a bicycle with pedals. Let's say the transition is much more easy. Now, but this first time a child sits on a balance bike, a typical balance bike will be between 2 or 3 years old, typically starting at 2 years old. The first time a child sits on a balance bike, it's still a very big jump, let's say. Why? Because this thing, it falls over. They have to sit on it, lift their feet, balancing. It's quite tricky in the beginning. So that's why we wanted to have that first phase also easier. Meaning you start off in a fairly stable position, again, not very stable, but fairly stable, so that the child already understands, if I lean too far, I will topple over. And then when you move on to the second phase, to the balance phase, the gap, or let's say the jump to balance, is a lot less. So let me explain a little bit more on how to transition. We tried to keep it very simple. So basically you have a frame that's connected here on 2 hinge points around the headset, and you have a seat holding the frame together. So here you see a turning knob, so to say, that you can take off. So you unscrew this part and take off the part like this, take off the seat, and now the idea is that you flip around the frame and the 2 wheels, they will almost merge into 1 wheel. Okay. Now, this is very simple, only one bolt or knob needed. Now you will notice that the seat now grows a little bit higher. So the 3-wheel position has the seat here, the 2-wheel position has the seat here. And when you then fix the seat again, it again holds the frame together and you have your balance bike. Okay, so very, very simple switching. Now, the first thing you will notice, or many people notice, when you shift the first time from 3 wheels to 2 wheels, is that kids go, oh, they feel insecure. Now, not a big deal. The thing you can just let them try a little bit and then simply switch back. And after a few times, after 2 or 3 times or after a few weeks, you will notice that the child gets more confident and then you can keep it in balance mode. So let me switch back to show, take off this part, take off the seat, and now flip the frame from 2 wheels into 3-wheel mode. Okay. Now again, the seat is not in the high position, it's now in the low position. The reason why we developed this in 2 seat positions is twofold. First of all, you will notice that a child, when the first time they sit on a ride-on like this, which is a fairly small ride-on for small kids, first thing they will do is sit on it pretty relaxed with the feet to the front. And many times, even in the beginning, they will push backwards first. Don't worry, that's perfectly normal. Many kids first start off pushing backwards. Then they will start almost pulling with their feet. And after some time, you will see that if they start developing more balance skills, they will go quicker and they will lean more to the front and push to the back. So it's an ergonomically logical step that you move from a low seat to a high seat. Second reason for this, let's say, 2 seat positions is that also for safety standards testing, which are very important for toys, you will notice that it's a requirement for a seat in a 3-wheel position to be very low so that the feet can easily touch the ground. Giving you an idea of size of this product, this is a child, and I have to read now, so that this child is 85 centimeters tall, or about 33 inches. So that's, let's say, the ideal starting size. So the perfect child height for this product would be as from 70 up to 110 centimeters, or that is about 27 inches up to 43 inches. So this is basically a product as from 1 year up to 3 years. Whereas regular balance bikes will be more between 2 and 5 years old. Child weight, so this is certified and tested for children up to 25 kilos, which is much more than a child at that age, and 25 kilos would be around 55 pounds. But still, rest assured, we tested this for ourselves to make sure nothing happens with a lot more weight. We tested it ourselves even. So, product weight itself is very light. So it's 1.9 kilograms, being around 4 pounds. So very lightweight, easy to carry. And that also brings us to some other usability features, so very lightweight to carry. It's very strong ABS plastic material, so it's very stiff and strong plastic material, so this will last almost forever, so to say. You have here a hand grip to carry. A nice feature, especially for the kids, is that we integrated a cookie storage. So there's a little box here, so kids can put in some playing blocks, or what many kids do, they go and grab a cookie in the kitchen, they put it in their storage, and then they go off for a little ride around the house. So, storage, hand grip, ABS material, very strong plastics. TPE layer here, so that means it's some sort of rubber material. Reason for that is that we notice that children at this age tend to play a lot of times in the house. And in the house you sometimes have very smooth floors. If it would be a foam tire, they can easily slide away. Now this product is intended to learn balance, so the bike will also be in a position like this. And it will not slide away. So it's very good quality TPE material, which is some kind of rubber, and it will also not mark floors. An additional benefit that we learned through consumer reviews and that we didn't think of before is actually the fact that the TPE wheels are also very silent in the house and don't make this noise like many plastic wheels would have. So feature-wise, again, we're looking at 2-in-1 tricycle balance bike. Very easy to switch without tools, no tools needed. Carry handle, cookie storage, silent wheels, very good grip wheels, non-marking wheels, and actually a nice thing, it's not a real feature, but a nice thing to note as well is that we call it Bunzi for a reason. Bunzi because we designed a little bunny in it, so it's very subtle, let's say, but you can see bunny ears with the inside of the ears here. You can see little eye accents and a little nose, so that's the reason why we called this product Bunzi. One little word about sustainability as well, as that is very important for us to note while we have a lot of products that are made from plastic. There's obviously a big difference in creating a plastic throwaway product and creating a very durable product that has lightweight characteristics and still very strong. And for that reason, plastics are still the #1 material to use, meaning that we will still keep using plastics in a durable way. So to say, ABS here, this is really like a lifetime. This bike is really something that you cannot throw away after 3 months because it's broken or whatever. And if there's an issue at chillerfish.com/talk, you can reach out to our customer service and we will help you with that. So very durable design. One word also on the variants. So you already see that we have a blue model, a lime model and a pink model. But additionally, we also have our artistic editions. We call them fabulously artistic designs. And those are basically the same products, but with a graphic on the product, printed on the product. And the graphic is always in cooperation with a young artist. So the idea being that Chillerfish gives the young artist an opportunity to present their art, to present their designs on a product that's sold worldwide. And on the other hand, we as a company will put a little story of the designer or the artist on the packaging as well. So it's not only the graphics, but also a little story about the artist. Now you will see that some artists are young artists, others are even children that have competed in one of our worldwide competitions where we invited kids to make a drawing, for example in a retailer or in a country where a distributor organized an event. And these drawings were pre-selected, about 10 or 20. Those were put online for voting and on Facebook and Twitter and whatever. And people voted then for the final winning design. And that design we have published and printed on our product. Note that the price of a fat edition is a little bit higher than a regular Bunzi for the reason that this is hydro dipping, meaning it's not just a sticker, it's basically the graphic that's printed and baked into the plastic. So it's some sort of sticker sheet that activated, then the product goes through it and then it's baked in an oven. So you cannot scratch this off. Very, very high end. So what you're looking at price-wise around the world, it will typically be between 49 and 59 euro, 49 and 59 US dollar for the regular version and about $10 more for the fabulously artistic designs. So a few questions that we received from consumers around the world. One of the questions is like, okay, is this suitable for kids that cannot walk yet? There we would say no. We typically recommend this product for kids that just started learning, so learning to walk. So once they can walk, they can start learning to ride this little tricycle or gradual balance bike. Another question we had sometimes from consumers worldwide was also, hey, this tricycle is not really stable. To that we say that that's very right, because that's not the intention. The intention is to be fairly stable, to have a little bit of confidence for the child, but also a first step in learning balance. So the idea is not that it's a very stable tricycle. It's a fairly stable tricycle with a, let's say, a push towards balance in the tricycle phase, and then moving on to a complete balance bike. And then also what I covered already, the seat in two different positions. 3-wheel mode, low seat, 2-wheel mode, higher seat. The fact that you cannot switch, let's say, high seat in 3-wheel mode is for safety standards reasons. So there's a good reason for that. That's more or less, I think, the features and the consumer benefits of this product. Maybe one more thing to cover is the fact that who buys this product. We see worldwide most of the purchases are done as a gift for a birth or for a first birthday, because it's really a starting product for that age. We see many parents or friends that give it for a birth, but also for a first birthday as a present by grandparents, for example. If you look at the packaging, it's also very nice gift box packaging. Product sticks out a little bit to show the quality and the features of the product. If you're interested in the Bunzi, you can go to chillerfish.com and then go to our dealer page to see where the item is sold, and obviously Google wherever you want to see if it's sold nearby. That's what I wanted to talk about today for Bunzi. Maybe one more thing, we have a standard warranty of 2 years, but when you register the product, we even give warranty up to 5 years. So very, very durable. So that's what I wanted to cover today about Bunzi Gradual Balance Bike. I hope you liked it. If you have questions, please feel free to go to chillerfish.com/talk, and we will be happy to talk to you and help you out with further questions, and hope to see you again in the next Chillerfish Lab session. Bye.